Thank you for tuning in for my hike through the town of Gruyère. And it's been about 2 hours of time. I've gone to one cheese factory tour, and of course I went through the castle here. Make sure you turn on your 360-degree controls so you can see everything. I've walked around the castle and in through. There's a nice museum in here. Well, it's a museum. I don't know how nice it is, but it's a museum. If you want to see some great castle museums, the Kyborg Castle has a very nice museum, as well as I believe the castle in Montreux, or just outside of Montreux. So if you're on the French side of the country, go to the Montreux Castle, and if you're on the German side, go to the Kyborg Castle. The Kyborg Castle is just south of Winterthur. It's a great hike, by the way. You can do that hike. Take a train out of Zurich, start the hike, and you end up in Winterthur. It's a wonderful hike. And of course, for Montreux, you're taking a boat on Lake Geneva, so you can't beat that. As for Gruyère, this is all about the cheese. So I've had my samples of cheese. I didn't have my samples of cheese with you, so I might as well do that. What the tour gave me are 3 different samples of Gruyère, 6-month, an 8-month, and a 10-month. And I'm assuming that the 10-month is going to have some crystallization to it. So let me get this open. I thought I was going to do a summary. Well, I did do a summary, but there's always time to eat. It's starting to drizzle. Another reason for me to kind of end it all. But okay, so the 6-month. That was classic Gruyère. Straight fondue flavor. By the way, so when I make fondue, for me, I've tried a lot of the cheeses that go into the melting cheeses, the Alp cases. I prefer a straight Gruyère or Appenzeller. The Appenzeller region is really pretty fantastic in and of itself, and there's some great hiking on the Santis Mastiff. And you can see Liechtenstein, Austria, and Germany from up there. There's a lot of Alp houses. You literally eat your way down the mountain, and Asher, which is the most famous photo opportunity, is the old chapel and Alp house that are just literally built onto the side of a mountain. Just fantastic stuff. So the 6-month is basically your fondue. The 8-month, God, you can tell the difference. It's much more mature. It doesn't have some of the looser flavors. It's kind of sticking kind of straight down the center of my tongue. Whereas the 6-month hit kind of the edges of my tongue a little bit more. I'm not sure. It seems like a good cracker cheese. I'm not sure it would be a great fondue cheese at 8 months. I'd love to see the 10-month. And I also want to say, kind of back in this area, the other side of Freiburg, is the Emmentaler area. And traditionally, Emmentaler is the other cheese that goes into fondue along with Gruyère. I'm not a fan of Emmentaler. And I've obviously tried. But it has a flavor in the back of my tongue that I just don't really like as much. And so when I do my fondues, I usually stick with 1 or 1.5 cheeses. And or I just go with if you get over here, you can go to the Alp houses, or you can go to some of the farms, as I mentioned, that sell cheese out of the barn. Some of them will have a little store, and they have pre-packaged fondue. Well worth it. By the way, packaged fondue here is not like packaged fondue in the States. Packaged fondue here is excellent. Doesn't need to be played with very much. And the culmination of that is a vending machine for fondue that I saw. Where was I? I was over by, it was south of Zurich, southeast of Zurich, over by Chur a little bit that way. Total vending machine dedicated to fondue. And so anyway, you get some of these mixtures of the Alp cases together, and they're just not replicable anywhere else. So, you know, that's the joy of being feet on the ground and liking cheese. Here's the 10-month. Yeah. Right off the bat, you can taste the crystallization or feel it. Now that is a cracker, or a cheese to be eaten by itself or with a cracker. Oh, I wish you could taste this, but go out to the store, get yourself a nice aged, a little more sharp Gruyere. Make sure that it's got a little bit of an age statement on the package, or go to your cheesemonger and ask them for an aged Gruyere, because damn, this is why I like this cheese the best. And this is my favorite cheese. Obviously, I grew up in Chicago, so Wisconsin cheese and cheddar in particular, and by the way, there's some fantastic aged cheddars, but it's just not the same. It's just not. Oh, I learned, this was interesting. By the way, if you have 360-degree controls, there's a glider behind me, just floating through the air. Switzerland accounts for something like 58% of all the Gruyere production, and obviously where it originated. The United States accounts for 10% of the Gruyere production, and France, surprisingly, is only like 6% of the Gruyere global production. I thought France would have a larger production, but this is the epicenter of Gruyere right here. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on another hike.